what are we going to talk about in this class exactly? Many of you were called to take this class, but you might still be asking yourself, like, what exactly, is this all about? What am I going to learn here? What am I going to take from this? How is this going to change anything for me? I've been navigating my life the last 15 years, 25 years, 35 years, 55 years, 65 years, however long you've been on this earth. You've been navigating your life up until now, perhaps without any type of clear-cut communication with your spirit guides, and you've made it this far. So why do you need to learn this information? Why now? How is it going to help you? So to cover all of that, we're going to start off with a little bit about me. For those of you who don't know me very well, I want to make sure you understand who I am and what I'm all about, and why I feel like I can even talk on this topic at all. And then we're going to get into the big why and the big what. And my OG students know that I complain all the time about how the internet and books really like to focus on the how to do this, how to do that. But there is not enough emphasis on the why, which I really think, as witches that are trying to go from baby witch to better witch, that really needs to be the first question that we ask ourselves. Not how do you do something so that we can repeat what everybody else is doing because they're doing it, but why does it matter to you? What is it going to do in your life? So I'm going to tell you why a spirit guide relationship is important and what it is going to do for you, as well as what a spirit guide actually is and how that's different from the other energy beings that you might already be familiar with or you might already have relationships with. I'm going to break down the 8 different types of spirit guides as I understand it and as they have shown themselves to me. And we're going to talk about why it is so hard to connect with them in the first place. Because, like I said, you've been on the earth for as many years as you have. You've made it this far. And everyone talks about spirit guides, but they don't necessarily just like show up in your living room. So why is that? Why are they so difficult to connect with? Perhaps more difficult than ancestors or angels or even deities. And then I'm going to share a little bit about my spirit guide story. I don't talk too much about the intricate details about my spirit guides in public forums for a lot of different reasons. Witches can be a little bit superstitious, but I think also it's just that we understand how knowing thyself is so huge to being able to do what we do. And in the converse, other people really knowing you can sometimes allow them to have access to you in a way that they wouldn't if they didn't. It's kind of like, if you got a blood test or a full medical makeup, would you want your medical report to just be floating around in anybody's hands? Even if you got a clean bill of health, it would probably just make you feel really vulnerable. So I don't like to make myself unnecessarily vulnerable by sharing information of a spiritual nature in public forums, but this is not a public forum. You guys are my witches. So I want to tell you guys that story, how they've shown up for me, how I made that connection, and what I've learned about them so far, because I think it will help you in your journeys. And then we're going to talk about how you can actually connect with them. I'm going to give you concrete steps and tips and things to keep in mind as you embark on building a relationship with your own spirit guides, identifying them, and then communicating with them. Then we'll have a Q&A. It'll take about 15, 20 minutes to answer questions. So definitely jot your questions down. That's when I will get back to them and go over anything that didn't make sense or needs clarification. And then after that, I'm going to give you 2 great things, because when we learn, we earn. When we give, we receive, right? Lots of giving going on in my world. So there's a special offer that I want to give all of you. And then there's a very special offer that I want to give all of you. So stick around for the special offer. If it's late and you have to peace out, just make sure that you tap back into the replay like ASAP, so that you get that very special offer for me.